You better come on in my kitchen. It's gonna be raining hot out. She's gone.
Welcome to this edition of Cooking with the Gordo. I picked up a vibe a day or two ago about a couple happenings on a social network site, and thought it would be a good opportunity to put together a video concerning the topic of food. One of the people on the network site mentioned something about she was kind of like fed up about being the only person who does the cooking, and she didn't mind, and she would hope that other people would help her cook too, and nobody helps her to cook, and she'd even rather clean up the kitchen rather than cook at times. Well, I could understand that, but in my situation, if I don't cook, I don't eat. So basically I have to cook, and what I do is I try to keep it simple. What this video really is about is a recipe of sorts that I came up with. It's a very simple kind of recipe. So there's no great shakes. It's just something that I thought that some people would appreciate. So if you want to go straight to the recipe, it's at the last probably minute of this video. You could cut out all the stuff that led up to developing that recipe, which I'll get into. But if you want to cut to the chase, just go to the end. You'll see what I've done, and you'll probably be better off for it if you don't want to go through all the process it took to get there. Basically, I don't spend a whole lot of time in the kitchen, but again, if I don't cook, I don't eat. I don't go out to eat very often, rarely as a matter of fact. So I try to keep the meals simple, and clean up, I minimize the cleanup too. But it has to be nutritious too. You got this workout routine and other kind of stuff developing and happening in life. So I don't like to spend a whole lot of time in the kitchen, but the time I do spend there, I spend there, I like to be like nutritious kind of food to eat, and not just junk and snacks and that kind of stuff. It's got to have some kind of nutritional value. So it's the summertime here, and I don't know. Maybe people eat baked beans more in the summer than in the winter. Maybe some people do, maybe some people don't. I don't know. But I'm on this baked beans kick right now. It's either baked beans or like vegetables to supplement like protein in the supper, okay, and dinner. So I'm not trying to sell you on anything, but bush beans are pretty good. They have a whole bunch of recipes, depending on your taste. There's maple flavored. I'm not crazy about the maple flavored. Then they have some home style. I kind of like the Boston recipe, whatever. But it's simple. You open up a can, you pour it in, and that's it. And it's nutritious. It's got protein in it, I'm sure. Yeah, it's got 6 grams of proteins per serving. So you're getting something out of it anyway. There's a lot of sugar in here too. I'm not crazy about the sugar, but it's baked in a cake. Can't do anything about that. But they're pretty tasty, and there's protein in it, and so I like it. Especially in the summer. Not so much in the winter or whatever. But I'm on this kick now for bush beans. But anyway, in the winter, in the fall, in the spring, I like these refried beans, okay? And I usually have refried beans with, if I'm eating like beef or lamb or something like that. And what I'll do is I'll drain off the juice and whatever after it's baked, whether it's like a roast, whether lamb or beef roast. I drain off the juice and stuff like that, and instead of making gravy out of it, I'll mix it up with these refried beans. and that tastes pretty good too. But in the summertime, I like to keep the oven, off, because it's, it can get pretty hot. And it takes time to bake things, like an hour or so, hour and a half, whatever it takes. And it usually turns out good. It usually lasts me for a whole week, but that's for like the fall, that's for the winter, that's for the spring. It's not really for the summer. I don't like to turn on the oven in the summertime. But the problem is that with these refried beans, I got like cans of them in the kitchen, on a shelf. And I'm thinking, geez, I'm gonna have these refried beans, in a can on the shelf for like 6 months or something like that before I open them and eat it with something. Because in the summertime, I'm eating like a different kind of protein meat at night. So I keep that simple, like kibasi or something like that, or really something easy to cook in the microwave that gets done like that. But I don't like to spend a whole lot of time in that kitchen. But I don't like to eat like kibasi with refried beans. Maybe some people do, but refried beans, just eating refried beans, I'm not crazy about that. Or maybe some people put in salsa, in their refried beans. I don't know. But I'm not crazy about like salsa in refried beans either. And so I got these on the shelf like for like 6 months, and it's like I don't like that. And I got these bush beans, which I could polish off a can of these in no time. But a couple days, few days, whatever it takes, 2 days, 4 days, I don't know, to get rid of a can of those. But with these refried beans, they're sitting on a shelf. So I don't want them to sit on a shelf that long. So, how could I deal with these refried beans that'll, in the summertime, that'll taste good or will complement like something like kibasi or, some other kind of easy to cook summertime dish. So anyway, I got in the kitchen, the shelves are filled with, canned goods and stuff like that, and the refrigerator is filled with, all kind of stuff too. And so I was kind of like looking for a recipe to do something with these refried beans so it would taste good with like something different in the summertime, some kind of summertime dish. And so I got the bush beans, in the back of my mind too, and said, okay, bush beans, they did it really good with, with all their flavors and this and that, and pretty tasty stuff. And it's got the protein in it too. I said, well, what can I do with these refried beans to make them as appetizing to complement like something like kibasi, or if I really had to, something that would got into my head, it would be like, okay, I'll cook some pork chops or something like that, or something, or whatever. But anyway, so what I did is I thought about it a while, and then I came up with this idea. You got this, okay, it's Kraft hickory smoked barbecue sauce, or any kind of barbecue sauce, really. This happens to be Kraft, whatever. So I was thinking, well, maybe refried beans with Kraft or Kraft barbecue sauce, or anybody's barbecue sauce. You put them together, you put the refried beans in some kind of container, splash on some of this so that its consistency is okay, and that the barbecue sauce doesn't overpower the beans all that much. And what do you have? You have something that's similar to maybe something like this, bush beans. And then you can hear it sloshing around in there, so they really put in the liquid or the barbecue sauce or whatever they use, their own recipe. And their recipe is pretty good. Probably better than this and this, but this ain't bad either. You might want to give it a shot. Just refried beans in a can, put in some of this, and mix it up to, your flavor, your consistency, whatever consistency you like to eat. And maybe use it even as a dip, I don't know. But it seems like, a pretty good idea. And you don't have to have refried beans sitting on a shelf for like, 6 months of the year, just sitting there. And it's a good thing for, you don't have to you can put it to use and don't have to buy as much bush beans either. I'm just saying. So if you want, and then you can like mix it off, like something like this one day, and then like vegetables, you know, lima beans, corn, maybe green beans or broccoli or something like that. One day that, one day the vegetables, and then one day the beans, and you know, whatever. But you know, it doesn't take long. It's got protein. It's got some kind of nutritional value, and what else? It tastes good too. And you don't have to spend a whole lot of time in the kitchen. Clean up, you know, really no kind of cleanup at all. You just got to clean off the plate. You know, I do everything in the microwave, so it's like, you know, you just cut that time, that cooking time. You know, who needs that? I don't spend much time in the kitchen, no way. But no, they put all those things together, and you might have a meal that's quickly made. Don't have to spend a whole lot of time in the kitchen. Don't have to do a whole lot of time cleaning up. It's nutritious, tastes good, and that's about it. So maybe you have an idea about that, and or a suggestion too. And I'd be glad to hear your suggestions as well. So this is okay. Cooking with Gordo again, and we'll wrap this up, put it together, and see how it turns out. And thanks a lot. This was done on the 6th of July, 2013. So let's just date that, like, you know, drive a stake through that date. Okay, and we'll see you next time. Okay. Maybe it's fun.
It's gonna be raining hot out. She's gone.